Harry W. We got Richie from Jets Media, Matt O'Leary, Iowa Jets fan, who in the house. We got Dom C in the house. We got Steve, live CEO of the Jet Lounge. So I knew I'd get rich on my channel. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, there we go. Woo.
Jets by $1 million today.
Yeah.
What's that? What is that? What did I hear? A player in the NFL, a future Hall of Famer, said to his team, I don't want to play for you. There's another team I want to play for less money. And which team is that? Which team does this future Hall of Famer want to play for less money after 17 years with the same winning organization in Green Bay? He says he wants to play for the New York Jets, and yet there are still Jet fans out there that don't accept and love Joe Douglas. What will it take for everyone to understand that finally this is no longer the same old Jets? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jets Chaos. I'm in the Jets Lounge, and we're ready for the Pride and Chaos show. Let me say hello to people real quick who got in here already in the chat. Mark Reese. He lives near Woodbridge, New Jersey. He's a nice guy, a teacher. I could probably beat him up, though, because he's a little too nice. Harlan Abraham, really good dude, in here, ready to go, ready to rock and roll. But I can't celebrate alone, can I? We can't wait any longer. We need to get him in here. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the reason why I could be a wise guy and say whatever I want and get away with it. It doesn't matter that he only has 9 toes. It doesn't matter that he's in the hospital 50% of the time. It doesn't matter. He'll kill you if you mess with his little wise guy friend. He will. He is the keto eating, 9-toe loving, New Jersey Taylor ham and egg and cheese denying it's only pork roll, egg, and cheese loving, the greatest co-host in the world. Nick, proud New York Jets fan.
I'm in a musical mood tonight. And for the last 2 hours, all I could sing to myself is U2. It's a beautiful day. How awesome is this? We don't get nice things. And now we got the nicest thing we've ever gotten saying, here, you take $35 million back. I don't want it. Go get me a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah.
God damn, this is amazing.
This
is absolutely amazing. This is shocking. It's like it keeps getting better and better. This is new territory.
It doesn't get much better than this. When has a player said, I want to leave my team so I could take less money to play for the Jets? For the Jets. What? It's like we're in the Twilight Zone.
I couldn't wait till 8 o'clock. When the news came in, I hopped on my channel live at 6:15 for about an hour. And the thing I kept saying was everything that we have heard from Packers fans was what? He won't fully commit. Wrong. He won't go to OTAs. Wrong. He's going to milk you for every dollar you can get. Wrong. He's only going to play for 1 year. Wrong. You won't win. That'll be the next wrong. I can't wait for this. Maybe, just maybe, our New York Jets, and I hope none of you are driving. I hope you're all sitting safe and sound when I say these words, because it's something you've never heard before. Maybe we are a competent sports organization being run the right way that prolific athletes want to be a part of. When the fuck have we been able to say that? When?
I honestly don't know.
Sorry for cursing, but I'm fired up today. I'm fired up because everyone told us we suck. Everyone told us we're down. Everyone told us it's a mistake. Everyone told us this ain't going to work out. Looks pretty damn good to me so far, man.
Yeah. And, okay, so we know how Nick feels about it. I think you all know how I feel about it.
Sorry, I'm holding back,
and,
too. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. We know how Candido Cardona feels about it. He's been a Jet fan since 1970. That was the year I was born. And I have never seen a front office like this. And I agree 100%. I became a fan at 10 years old in about 1981. And I agree 100%. In my fandom, I have not seen anything like this. This is absolutely outrageous. What's going on, New York Jets fan 4? What's going on, Ryan Ryder and Randilla? It's good to see you guys. And let's bring in and hear the opinion of somebody else. You've seen him on my Sunday show. Ladies and gentlemen, from behind enemy lines, say hello to Vinny.
Gentlemen, welcome aboard. And what a day. What a day to be a fan of this woebegone franchise. But today, it's like the clouds opened up and they finally shined down on our fan base. This is something that doesn't ever happen to us. Usually it's, catastrophic injury. There's a guy on our team that is screaming and bitching they don't want to play here. We botch our first round pick. But no, we have a 4-time NFL MVP, Super Bowl champion. God knows how many Pro Bowls he's been to. Not only does he want to come here, but he wants to do it at a fraction of the cost. Now, we all know, other, prolific passers in this league, and the first one that comes to mind is Tom Brady. He did it throughout his career historically. Every year, a little bit less, a little bit less, a little bit. I've never heard of never mind quarterback, any player in any league that took a chunk, $35 million, all at once. It says, you could hold on to that. Get me more marquee talent. This never happens. This never happens. And for once, I keep saying every year, at some point, the football gods have to show us some mercy. For God's sake, fellas, it's been 54 years, 37 of which is just my existence. It's time. And you know what? Here's my hot take for tonight, and I know we're going to get into this. This week, possibly tomorrow, now that this deal is done, Dalvin Cook will be wearing green. Mark my words.
It does. There are rumors that it does look like it's pointing that way. I do want to point out, everybody, we're providing dinner for everybody tonight. Tonight, Vinny is bringing the sausage. Nick is bringing the Irish soda bread. And I'm bringing the salsa. So we're going to have plenty to eat and drink. Everybody get ready to enjoy. Okay?
What the fuck is wrong with you? Shout out to Vinny for saying that. It's a Jets time to shine. If you don't know Vinny, that's my last name. So I love whenever that word is thrown out there. And a pun, it's all coming together. There's another reason. I don't even know if you knew my last name, but you used it as a pun, and I like that. Very well done, my friend.
My pleasure.
So I said this earlier today. Jeremy and I are doing a training camp press conference recap show every day on my channel and his channel. And then couple days, probably next week, we're going to start. It'll be exclusively on my channel, Proud New York Jets fans. As soon as Robert Saleh ends, we're on. I said this earlier. What if Vegas starts off poorly And Devontae just says, you know what? I came here to play with my buddy. You let my buddy go. I want out. I want to go there and only there. He did it to get to Vegas. Why wouldn't he do it to get back? If they were both so unhappy in Green Bay, why not a mid-October reunion? My birthday's October 18th. Why not, right before the trade deadline, give us a gift and put the greatest wide receiver tandem in the NFL together and go get all in Devontae and Garrett together? If you got to get rid of Corey Davis, there's $8 million by then. God, I'm excited because you're saying Dalvin Cook. I'm looking bigger. I'm looking high impact, who puts us over the top, and you can't cover us in any way, shape, or form. You can't double both. I don't care what the numbers are. We just saw what the name, to me, next to Patrick Mahomes, the biggest name in the game, the lightning rod, AROD, just gave back $35 million. LeBron James is 38, going up 39. You think LeBron James is giving $35 million back on his contract to help win? Hell no. If AROD did it, maybe, just maybe, he can convince his boy to do it too and come join him. Maybe. What if the storm hasn't even gotten perfect yet?
I mean, look, it's. I'm not saying it's impossible. It obviously isn't, because the Raiders might decide, it might be a big catastrophe, and they might have to just start over again. They have if he's unhappy and screaming and yelling. That's a lot of ifs. A lot of like, it would be great. I mean, it would be amazing. I'm not dismissing it. It would be fantastic. It would be the most unbelievable thing. I can't even imagine what a Devontae Adams and a Garrett Wilson looks like with Aaron. I mean, it's ridiculous, right? I mean, and it would be great. But I just want to say, as much as I'd love it, I think we have a pretty good dream team right now. I think I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, that would be just, domination.
I know.
That's like,
I'm shooting
like
for the moon
game.
here, baby. I'm shooting for the freaking moon.
Yeah, that's like John Madden stuff. You know what I mean?
I want a dynasty. I'm getting greedy.
yeah. But look, I mean, if that was to happen, every Jet fan will be on board. If there's an opportunity, we all expect JD to take it. This is all chips in the middle. If for some reason he was to become available, you have to do it. And he left enough flexibility, I think, with money and finances and with players and draft picks. We have the weapons, we have the arsenal, we have the capital to go get it if it was to happen. So that's always kind of like in the back pocket. But man, just the way the team is right now. I mean, with Cook, fine, good insurance policy. Even without it, I've got to tell you, I'm feeling pretty damn good.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm living on cloud 9 right now. I don't drink anymore, as you know. It's been 4.5 months. So this is the first high I've gotten in 4.5 months. It's talking about the Jets today with Rodgers giving money back and where we are and where we could be. It's really, really exciting to be a Jet fan. And I don't think it's wild to have discussions about a title. Last year, we hoped Zach developed, right? Like everything was on hope. Everything was on the possibilities of if everything is right, if everyone develops, if Elijah Moore keeps playing like he did in that 6-game streak in his rookie year, right? We focused. How much did we talk about Elijah Moore last year? He wasn't even a part of the offense in year 2. So if everything as is the same, all the players do the same, and now you add AROD to it, and now you add McDonald's speed, and now you add JJ in year 2, Clemens muscle. Crap, dude. Shit. I mean, I'm getting overheated right now. I'm too excited right now. I love the possibility and the potential of this team. And I don't think it's crazy to say we could be the final team standing.
One can dream, but I am a realist. So let me just see it from the other point of view. And I'm not against Devontae, or nobody here is going to throw any hate towards Devontae Adams. He's in a league of his own.
Yeah.
With that said, say the Vegas this season just goes straight to hell. I actually expect Josh McDaniels to get fired this year. I don't think he makes it to the end of the year. He's a terrible head coach. Let's call it the way it is. But with that said, Devontae makes himself available. What's the price in terms of compensation? Because you got to figure we don't have a first-round draft pick next year. Rodgers is going to hit that 65% mark. Everybody knows that he's an Iron Man at his position. So if you don't have a first-round draft pick, what are you fitting into the package? Because I don't know if a second is enough to get it done. I don't know if a third is enough to get it done. Who are you willing to unload for the Raiders to take that can play right now? And I know, running back isn't at the top of our list in terms of need with this team. Is Dalvin Cook make this team better? Yeah. And in the process of landing Cook, you hurt your rivals in the process because Miami's interested. The Patriots are interested. I think the issue with this team right now, from the reports we've been seeing in training camp, is the offensive line. And for those of you that haven't been following, the Connor Hughes and the Rich Siminis of the world on the beat, Mekhi was, taking his time today. He was struggling. He's been getting beat off the line by Will McDonald and Carl Lawson, which that's a credit to the defense. I'm excited about that. But the guy's already complaining about his knee. I mean, with that said, before this guy suffers a third catastrophic injury, I'd rather unload him right now and give an opportunity to Max Mitchell, who's done everything that the front office and the coaching staff has asked of him, and try to rotate in the Carter Warren that we drafted out of Pittsburgh, and let's see what you got. You drafted the kid because you believed in him. Show it.
I agree. I like it. I'm not against Becton being traded. I'm not screaming for it, but I understand the reasons why it could happen. Number one, coaches are loyal to guys they've gone to battle with. They haven't gone to battle with him. He hasn't been there for 2 years. Dwayne Brown played through injuries last year. They're going to be loyal to that. You're protecting Aaron Rodgers. They want a good, solid veteran to protect his backside. Dwayne Brown has been that. I like the youth on the right side with Warren or Mitchell. Turner, I think might be tackle 4 if he even makes the team right now. The way he's looked. But I'm going to counter what you said with the offensive line struggling. Our defensive line is going to make every offensive line struggle. So and not saying that you are, but we all know Jets Twitter and how Jets Twitter reacts. Every little thing is the end of the world. Our defensive line is going to make every offensive line look bad. So I want to make sure that people keep in perspective how good our D-line is. That Quinnen and Woods pressuring up the middle, and Woods is going against AVT, who's pretty goddamn good, right? And he lived in the backfield today, and so did Quinnen.
And let's be honest, it's like been 2 days in pads. It's been like 2 days in pads.
Yeah.
So before we start, so even with Becton, look, the knee thing, not his fault. He lost all the weight. The guy was in the freaking facility all year. This is not his fault. He did everything he could. It's a damn shame if his knee is hurt. Yeah. It's a damn shame because the kid did everything he could to get back and be ready. Again, we don't know. We're jumping to conclusions. I understand why. My first instinct was if he's complaining about his knee, that's really bad. That's really bad. At this point, this soon already complaining. Unless the doctor was to tell me, Jeremy, it's completely normal based on the kind of surgery he had. We expect to have bad days when he's starting to work hard again. Like, unless you tell me that, I'm concerned. Absolutely. I'm not as concerned about Turner. This is a veteran who's been in the league for a long time. Like you said, going against premier defensive linemen. I mean, we are stacked, right? And these are all super good guys. And he's freaking second day in the pads with the team. So, and I know he knows the system and everything, but it's new guys around him. It's one day. It's like maybe he's a guy who takes, like for example, I was talking to a Miami Dolphins guy the other day, and Miami fans are panicking.
Sorry to hear that.
Mike White is horribly so bad he can't throw a pass because they're watching him in camp. And I had to tell them, I said, look, I'm not sitting here and saying Mike White is great, but we know as Jet fans that Mike White always sucked in camp. He played much better in the games when he was healthy than he ever did in camp. I'm saying it could be the same thing. There are guys that don't step up in practice as well as others. And Turner is a backup, right? The idea is he's a backup tackle, and he's going against a premier defensive line in practice. Obviously, we want him to do a little better much better. But I'm not going to freak out about it too soon. And I'm going to have to take everything with a grain of salt, because when I look at guys like Jermaine Johnson, Carl Lawson, Will McDonald, JFM, Huff, Clemens, Quinn Williams, I mean, it's Woods, Jefferson. I mean, it just doesn't end. So, and if we want those defensive linemen to look good, if we want them to fulfill our expectations in camp, that's going to come at the expense of our offensive line looking bad.
Make no mistake about it. I'm not trying to call for Becton's head. I'm not. I'm still a Mekhi Becton fan. It was discouraging to hear that the knee is already, starting to tweak him a little bit.
Sure.
Put him to the side. My concern is I don't trust the Jets' strength and conditioning staff. Last year, he was instantly hurt when I think he cracked his kneecap. They knew right away his season was over. The season prior to that, how many times did this front office lie to us as the fans of when he was coming back? Oh, he's out 2 to 4 weeks. Well, now it's 4 to 8 weeks. Now it's 8 to 12 weeks. No, it's actually a season ender. How long did they lead us on the first time he was out for the year? I don't trust them to give us the right information. So is he seriously hurt? I hope not. If it's just a tweak, they got to monitor. Don't force him out there if it's not truly necessary. And if he really is hurt, don't even bother playing him in the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah, and I want to say thank you to Small Heath Jet Petroleum, who makes a very good point. We all have, what do we call it now? PTJD. We all have post-traumatic jet disorder. We've all seen a lot of shit, so we do have to stay level-headed. It's true.
But this is where it's fun, because we can't lose on July 26th. We're undefeated. There's no losses right now. So this is when it's at its peak. One thing to add about Becton, Vinny, what you said, I don't think we got lied to. I just think that he didn't heal the way that normal people heal. I think the normal timeline for that injury was the original timeline, and I just don't think his body healed. And then you saw it as soon as he gets back out there, where they healed it, detaches immediately. There's other issues outside of football that he's physically dealing with that might just not hold up to the rigors of the NFL. And that's something I can't risk Aaron Rodgers. I can't put Mekhi Becton at left tackle and risk his knee giving out, stepping back to pass block, and someone tees off. I can't put my season in the hands of Mekhi Becton's legs. I can't. That's me. I would rather go with someone with Dwayne Brown, whose arm is detached and is still going to do his job blocking, rather than someone who can just collapse at any time, or someone who can get rolled up on and be out. And it's nothing against the man. I'm not one of those people that take the personal shots on Twitter. I hate that shit. It's embarrassing as a Jet fan to see that stuff. But sometimes you just got to say, hey, like we did with Mims. Hey, it's not working here. Good luck to you, man. We wish you well somewhere else. Thank you for your efforts. But I think it's better for both sides if we don't. And I think the Jets want to display Becton a little bit. That's why you're going to see them be overly cautious with him, because they don't want to have the wheel fall off before he even gets going. But I think in my personal opinion, he gets moved. I don't know when, if it's before the season starts or before the trade deadline. But that's my personal opinion. I just think as a coach, I need guys I can rely on. And you can have all the size, strength, speed in the world. If you're not available every Sunday, you don't have any value to us.
Well, we'll see. Right now, he doesn't cost a ton of money. If somebody wants to trade for him, then that's what it's going to be, and hopefully we get a good return. If we don't, there's no question. I think we're all in agreement in this. If he stays on the team, we all want him to succeed. We want him to stay, he comes back, gets stronger, he's healthy, he plays like he did when he was a rookie, he shows that dominance, run blocking, he's panicking. That's what we all want. If he doesn't, if he's injured, if he has to sit out most of camp right now and he ends up barely being able to take snaps this year because of his knee, he's done.
Yeah.
It won't be a discussion. There's no way. There's no way. If he can't play this year, if he's hurt all camp, they'll probably release him. I mean, at this point, or put him in the IR for the year, and then you'll see him you'll never hear his name again. I'm serious. I mean, he's missed 2 years. I mean, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it. It's unfortunate. This is it. So we have to hope that it's nothing major. We have to hope that maybe this is part of his rehab, that he could go hard with contact a couple days, but then he needs to rest it. Maybe that's the way it was supposed to be. Maybe it's not even a surprise. We're going to know. We're going to find out in the next few weeks. And if it doesn't work out, it sucks. But I sure hope to hell that it works out, because I'd rather have somewhat of the offensive lineman we had that rookie year than some 5th-round pick or 6th-round pick or whatever we can squeeze out of him.
Well, let me ask the two of you a question, because I'm gonna hop off in a couple of minutes. So here, how about this? Would you do this as your scenario in terms of handling Becton? Would you showcase him a series or two, take it easy with him in practice, and then wait for that team that suffers a devastating injury at left tackle, and then try to squeeze him for everything you can in terms of trade compensation? So like what you said, Jeremy, a 5th or a 6th round pick, when you're going day 3 of the draft, you're throwing darts out of the board and hoping to get lucky. But maybe, that team that needed that left tackle week 1, that 5th or 6th becomes a 2nd or a 3rd.
Look, if that happens, blessed be. Whatever they say.
Food for thought. You know what they say.
Whatever they say in Handmaid's Tale. If we get someone desperate and they overpay us for him, thank you.
I trust Joe Douglas. He does the best the best deals by far in the National Football League. I don't care what anyone has to say about that.
I would do it right now. If you give me a 6, and if he plays 17 games, it bumps up to a 4. Thank you for your service, man. Good luck to you. You're a good dude. I wish you well. Seem like you're a good dad with your kid. Good luck to you, bro. I don't have anything bad to say about the guy. Sometimes it just doesn't pan out. I always reference Rich Gannon. How many teams did Rich Gannon move around to before he was 30-something years old, connected with John Gruden, and became a Pro Bowler going to the Super Bowl? Sometimes coaching, situation, lifestyle, all of these things matter in somebody succeeding. It's just not meant for here. He went to Louisville. He's from the middle of the country. Some guys just can't deal with things here. And I'll admit, our fan base, a small portion of it, has treated this guy like shit. And it's got to wear on his mental. He wears big bust on his shirt last year, right? When he got sweaty, it changed. It's affecting his mental. And when your mental ain't right, your body's not going to be right. So maybe if Joe can get anything for it, I'm for it.
Guys, at the end of 2020, we had Quinnen Williams. This is what we had to be excited about. Quinnen Williams, Marcus May, Becton, Denzel Mims. I mean, that's pretty much what we had to be excited about. Think about
how far we've come.
Everything blew up in our face. Mims is gone. Becton is complaining about his knee and is almost out the door forever, if that's true, and he can't play. He's done. He's over as a Jet, right? Marcus May, obviously, we all know that story, gone. The only one is Quinnen Williams, and that was literally 3 years ago we're talking. And now we're the team that Aaron Rodgers took a freaking $35 million pay cut to play for. How insane is that? And to top it all off, on top of that reality, that we lost 3 out of the 4 guys that we even considered part of the future, we also took a second pick quarterback, 2nd overall in the draft, that so far is a bust. And we have survived all of that. It's absolutely outrageous. Can you imagine what will happen to JT when he has a little bit of luck and we don't have those bad things happen? I mean, look what he did under those circumstances. So to me, even without the 1st round pick next year, he's going to keep building this team year after year after year. Extend him now for 20 years. Give him a lifetime contract.
I'm fine with it. If we've had the Johnsons for 20-something years, I'll take Joe Douglas for 20-something years in a heart. And kudos to the Johnsons. Hands off Joe Douglas's organization to run. They don't intervene. They're just, and they are doing what the fans want. You want throwbacks? Here's throwbacks. You want the logo at midfield? Here's the logo at midfield. Awesome. I love it. That's what I can. And I really believe that you will see an announcement next year, because when you do the uniform change, you have to keep them for 5 years. It's NFL rule. This would be our 5th year with these very bland uniforms. The uniforms are just as bland as the stadium. So this is our 5th year with these uniforms. I expect a change and announcement in the offseason. Go back to the old ones. Let's just.
Those are the ones I grew up with, and that's when I fell in love with the team. And,
Me too.
And I said this on
This logo, same one right here.
That one. I said it on one of the last Twitter spaces we did with the lounge. I said, you know, if you remember your history correctly, when Parcells took over the team, and from 97 to 98, when he went back to the old, that modernized version of the Super Bowl unis that we had, we were coming off of a lot of losing with those unis. That's when they had the blackface mask. It was like, we're transitioning into a new era of Jets football. And guess what? If we're wearing these going forward, this is the time now we're going to make that transition again, and history is going to repeat itself. These other uniforms, listen, I'll be honest. I mean, are they the worst? No. Was I thrilled when I saw them? Not really. And I only associate them with two things: losing and Adam Gase.
Check out Vinny pulling out his Pee Wee football helmet.
This is a full-size helmet, bro.
I like the way you said that. This is
well, you have to put it on to prove it now.
No, if I read correctly, it says here, warning, these are for display only.
I like that you read the fine print, man. My life probably would have went so much better if I did that once in a while.
Dude, if you saw half the shit that I've invested, and it's funny, I'm such a fan, because at the end of the year, they pissed me off. They let me down. I'm like, I'm done. I've had it with this team. They've done it to me again. Come September, I put on the green shirt.
Absolutely.
It's an addiction. It's loyalty. But
absolutely.
I'm going to hop off real quick. My boy Liam's going to come on. Guys, please be kind to him. He's a good guy.
Oh, yeah. I've been on with Liam and Gino before.
But I will say this to the Jets universe out there, and if he's watching, Dalvin, you'll look really sharp wearing this week 1. If you're watching, it'll look great on you. Guys, nice. If I don't hear from you again, I'll see you all Sunday night. Like, share, and subscribe. Welcome to the Jet Lounge.
Be good,
ciao. That was Vinny. You'll see him here again on Sunday night. Not sure we have a guest. I don't know who the guest is going to be for that, but stay tuned. Stay tuned. And let's see. Fulham Jets comes in and says, would you guys say Cobb is locked in as W wide receiver 5, or can Brownlee overtake him? I definitely don't know that Cobb is locked in at WR5. I don't know that at all. I don't even know that he's guaranteed a roster spot. He might be, he might have been brought into camp, help the younger guys go for a spot. If, we're going to do what's right for best for the team. And we might even go with 6 receivers to boot. So I would be very upset if Brownlee keeps doing what he's been doing, if he looks great, and we feel pressure to keep Cobb on the roster, Brownlee goes on the practice squad and gets plucked. I'd be really pissed because Cobb doesn't have barely anything left in the tank, and Brownlee might have a nice long career in front of him. And I just don't think that Cobb moves the meter for us or the needle anyway. So you don't give up on – you take the younger guy. But I think that there's a chance that they'll all be around, that, Brownlee and Cobb will be around, and they'll both find a spot on the roster. I don't know. What do you think, Nick?
I agree for the most part. I think the only positions that are up for grab I say this not as an attack on Fulham Jets or anyone else. I get it. There's 5-6 wide receivers. Everyone brings a different skill set. So wide receiver 5, for example, might get more reps or just as many as wide receiver 3 that week for what the package calls for and what the game plan calls for. So as long as you're one of those guys on the roster, bring something special and different to the table, right? Nobody that we have could do what Garrett does. Lazard brings something different. Corey Davis is more physical over the middle. Nobody's got Hardman's speed. Brownlee can be that guy that goes deep. Brownlee can be a good special team guy, a positional versatility, right? Something that you need. You need your late, something Mims never did or wanted to do. So just give me 5 guys. If you keep a 6th guy with Cobb, allow everyone to do something different. Bring your own skill set to the table that complements everyone else. I like Brownlee. I'll say it here on the air. Jeremy knows this. He saw the screenshots. I call him giddy out of my mind a couple of weeks ago, right after the OTAs broke. I reached out to him on Twitter in a DM, and I said to him, hey, a lot of us are rooting for you. We do a show together. Love to have you on. Let Jets fans know who you are, what you're about. He replied, great. Say when. I'm there. I replied, but he never looked at them. So we tried to bring you Jason Brownlee. We tried to get him out to you to show you guys who he is and what he's about. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. But it's somebody I've kept an eye on. Jeremy and I have talked about. I studied. I know much about this guy as I do my own kid. I studied him for days because we thought we were going to get him.
Mm.
And it's someone I'm rooting for. It's someone I hope makes it. You always want the young guy to win over the old guy because you know that the old guy is on the decline and you know what the older veteran can do and you know he's limited. I have no problem with a young guy coming up and stealing a job. I don't. I'm absolutely rooting for him or anyone else for that matter. Rodgers has a really good track record in his past. Alan Lazard is one of them. Guys who are undrafted who make the team and go on to have great, good success in the NFL. So I trust Hackett and Rodgers and Joe Douglas because Rodgers is going to be in these discussions. Let's be real. It's not a second-year quarterback from BYU who's never seen a good NFL wide receiver before. Rodgers is going to be in on this conversation saying, I can do a lot with this guy the next couple of years. That's why Mims isn't here. Mims was going to be a one-year thing anyway because he's in the last year of his deal. Don't even give him reps away from these young guys. Move his ass before camp even starts and give the undrafted guys with potential and 4 years or more to find a niche on this roster. So I'm not rooting for anyone. I'm rooting for the best man to win the job, but I think the potential of the undrafted guys and their future and being molded by Rodgers and Hackett excites me a lot more than Randall Cobb making the roster, to be completely honest with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what you said before is spot on. Like Mekhi Hardman, there might be weeks where he's, our number 2 receiver easily. He may even have a week where he's better than Garrett Wilson, because Garrett Wilson's going to be the decoy and Hardman might have 2 50-yard touchdowns. I mean, he's that kind of player. He's a big play kind of player. I think a lot of people are overlooking him because they look at a stat box, but you have to understand the way he was used. They were developing him. And I was watching a playoff game with Kansas City and watched Mekhi Hardman score a touchdown where he was dead. They had him dead to rights on the 3-yard line, and he took the contact, spun around, and got into the end zone anyway. I mean, it looked great to me. He had some really good things to be excited about. He did some good things to be excited about. So I think, he might be WR4, but don't think you're not going to see him part of our game plan. This guy's going to get sweeps. This guy is they're going to get this kid the ball. He's going to be just another weapon on a team that's really loading up on weapons.
I agree. And it depends on the matchups. It depends on if you got slow linebackers or slow safeties, or we got a play where the safeties are deep. Rodgers might just check Hardman in motion and give him a jet sweep just because of the defensive formation in front. And again, this is where having one of the most intelligent quarterbacks to ever play the position is just as beneficial as having his arm, right? You want the quarterback to see it, read it, react to it, and have the freedom to change it. Zach got a little bit of freedom last year, and everybody was going crazy over it. Rodgers is basically Hackett on the field. Rodgers will have the ability to tell him if he doesn't like a play. He'll have the ability to check it and change it if you don't like it when it comes in on the call. He can change it at the line. We're going to be watching. I've always said for the last decade, since the Packers won the Super Bowl, Aaron Rodgers on television, for me, as a Jet fan, who didn't have the luxury of that type of quarterback, was must-see TV. Yes, I have been made fun of by my kids, by my ex-girlfriend. It's like, this is your man crush. I've never seen you act like this over somebody who's not a Jet. So to have him week in and week out running our team, that has me so excited. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to try to pretend. I'm not going to try to man up, as they say. I am fucking giddy like a child on Christmas morning to have Aaron Rodgers running our offense. It's the little things that'll make a difference. It's not being rattled after a bad play or a 3-and-out. It's knowing that our quarterback has the ability to come back and put 4 touchdown drives in a row right back on the board after a 3-and-out. Not, oh, we went 3-and-out, the game's over. Oh, no, we have 28 points by halftime? What are we playing, Madden? Like, there's going to be a confidence that builds with Jet fans that we haven't had before, Jer.
Did you even notice me freeze up?
I try not to look at you because I like to hold my food down.
Dude, the funniest thing is I felt like I was frozen and off for like 3 or 4 minutes. And I
thought you were reading your phone. I thought you were just like
I came back on and you were still yapping away. So I said, thank God the show is still going.
This is why we are the best tandem out there, because
thank you, Nick.
Without even knowing, we complement one another perfectly. And what's up to everyone in the chat? Forgive me with Vincenzo and all the conversation we got going. I haven't said hello to everybody. What's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing well.
At least I didn't have a funny, embarrassing face frozen.
Oh, you do.
Oh,
you do. I don't know. Noticed. Your mother lied to you, bro.
Remember that time I showed you my nipple and you caught the picture of it before I could pull my shirt back down?
Man, you have to. All right, now I got to tell the story because that is horrible context. I've been going through some stuff and I had a bad day, and I FaceTimed him when this was the Jason Brownlee day. This was the Jason Brownlee conversation. And I'm like, I have to FaceTime you because I want to see your face when I tell you this. And he got so excited, he jokingly pulls down his shirt to expose his nipple. And I tap the screen and instantly take the FaceTime photo with it. He goes, what the? And it pops up on the screen. It says, Nick Shine just took a FaceTime photo. He goes, what the hell did you do? How did you get that quick? I'm like, I got a lot of experience with women on the phone who that happened with, so I'm always ready to snap a picture. Never know when a nipple's going to pop out.
I have never seen somebody so fast to do a screenshot in my life.
It's like Aaron Rodgers getting the wide receiver screen out. That's how quick my release is. That's what she said.
Anyway.
Thanks, Sean. Thank you.
And Harlan is asking for more likes. Yeah, get us some more likes, Harlan. Yeah. Sean McAteer is the freaking best. I love him. I can't wait.
What do you call him? Sean McAteer, the defender of what?
He's the defender of Temecula Valley. He's one of the 3 McAteers that defends the Temecula Valley area. There's about 40, 50 wineries there.
Oh, I know what it is. And you know why I love asking, right?
Why?
Because when Nikki's team, when I coached, we went to Disney, we beat Temecula Valley. I always love to have Temecula Valley said because we defeated them in Disney.
That's wild. But at least a team from the small little valley of Temecula made it there. So that's cool.
Yeah. We were from Woodbridge, New Jersey. Temecula Valley was there. Jacksonville won it. You knew Jacksonville was going to win it when they walked in with a 4-foot big boombox and none of the kids could move their shoulders. They're 10 years old, 9 and 10 years old. They were built like 14, 15-year-olds. I'm like, holy shit, I hope we don't play them.
That's so funny. There's always that team, and it's never our team. So
Sean, 2019 Pop Warner, buddy. Oh, Mark, I'm amped up today, man. I was saying before, this is the first high I've had in 4.5 months.
I just want you to know that in my PE class in the 11th grade, for the winter, it was softball and volleyball in the winter indoor. We had a league, and my team, the Trojans, that's right, we called ourselves the Trojans, had nothing to do with USC. It had to do with me and my friend Jason deciding we were going to be the Trojans because we were 15-year-olds and thought that was funny. And we won the championship. That was my moment.
Nice. Good for you. I had
still my moment.
I had a buddy before I ruptured my biceps years ago. From 2009 to 2014, I was in bowling leagues, and in the summer league
This frozen.
in the summer league they had a doubles league, and me and another guy had teamed up, and our team name was Balls Deep.
Oh,
It's a good team name.
balls deep.
It's a good team name. So what else? What do we got? What's going on, guys in the chat? What do you want to discuss? What do you want to throw out there?
What do we want to throw out there? What do we want to? Let's see. Everybody's got comments? Some of the best wine comes from Washington. Yeah, Pinot Noir. That's true. I wouldn't say they make anything else that I would really rate that highly, but Pinot Noir, they do a good job. So does Oregon. It's a good climate for Pinot Noir.
I will say, Harlan, if I read the comment with my Central Jersey accent, some of the best wine comes from Washington. I've never said the G in Washington once in my freaking life. So I'll read it.
Washington.
Washington.
The weather's good there.
Well, what are you doing today? I'm Washington. Washington. I got to do laundry. I'm washing the ton.
The vineyards are right in the center of the state.
The center.
Big Green, how's the first touchdown of the season opener for the Jets? Oh, okay. What do you think? How are we going to score our first touchdown? What say you? Nick?
I got 17 different things going through my head. I'm playing every scenario.
I'll tell you what it's going to be. A slant to Tyler Croft.
Okay. Conklin?
I mean Conklin.
I will, on my children's lives, that was the first thing I was going to pick was Conklin. And then I played another scenario. I played a 1-yard run from Carter, and I went, nah, here's what I'm going to say. Jermaine Johnson, sack, fumble, Quinnen scoops it up. Quinnen Williams gets the first touchdown of the Jets season. Jets go up 7-0 on less than a minute into the game. We're up. First third down. JJ, boom, balls out. Quinnen scoops. There's no Tyreek Hill to get in his way. Diggs is not dumb enough to get in his way. And Quinnen scores. I will go Quinnen Williams with the first touchdown of the Jets season. And I would have to check the odds on FanDuel on what a defensive touchdown would pay.
As my friend Jason would say, are you insane?
I like to be different. It's fun to be different.
That would be a fun way for it to happen. That would be a fun way. You know what else would be a fun way? Pick six, Sauce Gardner.
I thought about that one too.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, Randilla, sack, fumble, TD. Yeah, I'm with you, buddy. I'll go Jermaine Johnson, sack, Quinnen Williams, scoop. Jets,
Wow.
And my prediction for opening day against the Bills is 34-17 Jets. We held them to 17-22 last year with no offense. Our defense is going to be rested. Our defense is going to be improved. We're going to have a lead. We don't have to worry about playing scared because if we blitz a guy, it might be an opening that we get beat with because we have to worry about being safe because our offense might only be able to kick field goals. It is going. Ulbrich will be up for head coaching jobs after this season. Number 4 last year, a top 5 defense again this year. With the schedule we have, don't forget, we're not playing Skylar Thompson twice. Well, who knows? We might, but it's not scheduled. Mahomes, Prescott, Hurts, Herbert, Mahomes. What else? We got Josh Allen twice. We're built to beat these teams.
Guys, mark this down. I'm telling you this right now. The Jets are going to beat the Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football to open the season, and they're going to beat them 34-10.
10? All right, I got 34-17. All right.
Yeah. 34-10.
I don't think they have any idea what they're in for.
We are going to batter Josh Allen. He's going to be miserable. We are going to be putting him on the turf all game. We're going to be devouring their offensive line. They are not going to know what's happening to them. And that's why we're going to score 34, because they have a very good defense. but we're going to score 34 because there's going to be turnovers, there's going to be good field position, and they're going to break. Their defense is going to break because they're going to be on the field so much, and we're going to put up 34 points because Rodgers is going to just be perfect that day. It's Monday night. He's in front of the country. He's got a chip on his shoulder. It doesn't matter how good the defense is. He's going to be putting the ball in perfect places. That's what she said.
Nice. You beat me to it. I'm just getting some of these up here. 18 times the offense they got together.
I don't think so.
I don't either.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think we're going to easily go off on Buffalo. They got a very good defense. I think we're going to break them, though, with our defense. I think we're going to get good field position, cause turnovers, and put up points that way. And then we're going to break them down and have some big plays. But I think that, wait for week 2. Wait for week 2. We're going to roll on Dallas.
Well done, Mark. Very well done. And I like that you got the grape emoji. I can't think of anything.
Rhymes with grape?
Take the G off, dude. Take the G off the front of the word.
Take the G off, right? Oh yeah. Well.
Yeah, there you go. Woo! Yeah. Saw the light bulb go off over your head, bro.
I like that word.
Sometimes it takes a couple seconds to get out there on the West Coast. That 7-second delay. New players.
A bomb to Garrett. I wouldn't mind a bomb to Garrett.
I agree, but I slightly disagree, Harlan. And I mean, you are completely within right to think that. But the new OC already has the chemistry with the quarterback. They're already in sync. Normally, a new offensive coordinator gets a quarterback who's in place already, and they have to develop their chemistry. It's not that. So that one, I can't. New players. You already see Rodgers and Wilson. He's turning Wilson into Devontae 2.0, and eventually it'll be Garrett 1.0. The guy who will be his second option is Alan Lazard, someone he's already got chemistry with.
Knows him.
You might see Cobb play a little more the first month of the season and kind of taper off because of that point as well. New offensive system. Again, it's the quarterback and the receiver. Look at you. Look at you spinning around all giddy. I don't know if you have diarrhea and you're holding it in or if you're just that excited.
No, because I'm so excited. Because it's going to be so
I know you're doing the twist and the turn. I'm like, do I have to run the show solo for a bit? Does he have to go poopy time?
No, we're going to be going like this way. And then we're going to turn around and we're going to go like this way. And we're going to be spiking the ball. And we're going to be scoring touchdowns all night long.
It's gonna be awesome, baby. Shout out to Dickie. Shout out to Dick Vitale, who's going through throat cancer surgery again and is on a no talk thing. Horrible. One of the greatest voices can't talk. It's horrible. Cancer.
Ridiculous.
Man. Hate it.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. So Harlan, I think we're gonna be better than you expect. And you got to remember too, Harlan, it's not Mark Sanchez getting a new coordinator. It's not Sam Darnold getting a new coordinator. It's not Zach Wilson getting a new coordinator or Mike White or plugging in Joe Flacco in a new system. These guys know what they're doing. They're going to have a game plan. They've been working on the game plan for a while. The days that practices are closed to the public, they're probably starting to put in some things that they want to do in that opening week. And if anything, I would say the opponent might be the reason we have some struggles. Not struggles, but we're not playing a shitty defense. Buffalo's a legit defense when they're healthy. They got a good D-line just like us. They got some speed at linebacker. Milano's a stud. They're healthy on the back end. They might have one of the better safety combos in the league. So, they get paid to play too. I just think that the energy of that stadium, the fact that we got Rodgers in his debut, the fact that it's on national television, the fact that the uniforms are going to be the walls, the end zones, the center of the field is no longer the NFL logo for Jet and Giants games. I just think the pure excitement and energy is going to give us a home field advantage that we haven't had since the Fitzpatrick Patriot game with the walk-off to Decker. And I was there, and it had playoff energy to it. And to have that on opening day. Listen, last year, the Baltimore game, that crowd was fucking amped. We were there. That crowd was nuts to begin with. They just didn't give us anything to be nuts about that day. So I always tell people that when the Jets are good, that fan base and that stadium are one of the loudest and most intense in the NFL. Third downs. Back when we were good with Rex, like I wouldn't have a voice till Thursday or Friday from chanting defense and screaming, and I would be on the aisle getting the crowd up. So it's they have no idea what's in store for them. What's the old movie line? You're better with movie and TV. You're standing on the tracks, and
you're standing on the tracks and a train's coming, and a freight train's coming.
Yeah. So, they don't know what the fuck they're in store for. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little crazy with the curses tonight. I'm sorry. They have no idea what they're in store for.
I don't think even Harlan really gets it, and I don't think I get it at times. And then there are moments where I get it. Like I'm kind of hot and cold. Like it's not anything we've ever experienced. Don't say Brett Favre. When people say Brett Favre, it drives me crazy. Brett Favre was so far off his prime at that point. And not only that, Brett Favre, I'm sorry, was not Aaron Rodgers. I'm sorry. The numbers show it. Look at Aaron Rodgers. He has the greatest touchdown to interception ratio in the history of the NFL. Okay? This is a different level. We've never had a quarterback. I can't talk about naming it because I didn't see him play. I was too young. I wasn't born when he won the Super Bowl. But in my lifetime, the Jets have never had this. This is something very special. And it's not just that we have Aaron Rodgers. We have weapons for him. And we have a defense for him to play complementary football and to make sure that he's not off the field and never gets a chance for a rhythm, to develop a rhythm. Our defense is going to be putting him back on the field again and again to start to feel out that defense. I'm telling you, we are going to rock and roll with Aaron Rodgers. This is going to be the best offense this organization has ever had, and we as fans have never seen anything like it.
Yeah. I think he walks out and he's like, you're standing on the tracks and a freight train's coming through. Yeah, it's Major League too. Thank you, buddy. We have at least 5 people to get the ball to. I want to bring something up to not critique, not to be negative, but I did get feedback today from a friend who's a Packer fan. And he said to me along the lines of, you're going to have a lot of ups. You're going to have tremendous plays. You're going to have a lot of moments that drop your jaw and you can't believe that this is your team and this is what they did and this is how they won a game. And it can be 3rd and 14 and they hit a slant and they go 70 yards for the touchdown. He goes, I've seen it time and time again. He's like, but the thing with Rodgers is when he gets into the playoff game and the defensive game plans are better and the defensive competition is better, sometimes he forces it to his main guy too many times instead of going through the progressions. Now, it's a legitimate critique, right? We've seen the Packers and Rodgers struggle in the playoffs. So we have time to get to that. But I didn't want to really entertain it today with him because I was like too high at the moment. But on the situation, not in life. I was just too excited to go into it, but it kind of hit me now when you were just talking about it, where there are some concerns come playoff time. Let's hope we have those concerns and we can discuss those down the road, right? Let's enjoy the moment today, but down the road, and obviously got to plug the shirt again. My friend gave me yesterday when we went to go see Oppenheimer. Great movie, by the way. Making New York great again.
Love it. Love it. Absolutely fantastic. Same thing with Manning, Brady, Big Ben. They rely on their top guys. Look.
Yeah, good point.
The other thing that keeps entering my mind is the last time Aaron Rodgers
I was going to guess dinner.
Well, that's in my mind. The last time Aaron Rodgers had a top 5 defense, he won the Super Bowl.
Ring season. It was ring season.
That's a reality. The last time. So, to me, that stays in the back of my mind. You give Aaron Rodgers a top 5 defense, he wins the Super Bowl. I think he's going to do it again. But the contract for AROD, he stays another year, stays at least 3. And if AROD wins 2 chips with us, does he automatically retire a Jet? It's kind of interesting question. And I think what you mean to say, or if I'm not, let me know. What I'm hearing is, or what I'm wondering is, if he was to win 2 championships with us, does he go into the Hall of Fame with Jets? I mean, it's hard to.
We would want him to, unless the bridge is so badly burned. Like, I don't know, 18 years compared to 2.
I know, but I mean, somehow. Okay,
it's
so
gonna
I'll
be
tell
a
you
big part of his story, but you're very important to the Jets and our history. But 3, yes. 2, I don't know.
If we were to win 2 Super Bowls with Aaron Rodgers, he'll go in as a Green Bay Packer, but when he's on that podium, he will talk a lot about the Jets. He will talk a lot about those 2 Super Bowls. We'll come up. There'll be a lot of Jet fans there that will go and support him and be there for him. He will be a legend in Jets history. He will be a legend in New York forever. He will go down historically remembered as both. I mean, John Riggins was a Jet, don't forget. I mean, everybody remembers him for the Super Bowl in Washington, but he was a Jet also. So, I mean,
for my time, old man. I leave it to you, my elder.
There are some players that could be remembered for multiple teams. And, you win 2 Super Bowls for the Jets, you're not only going to be thought of as a Packer. Like, that would change history. He will be in the future thought of as both. Just the way we think of Deion Sanders as a 49er and a Cowboy. I mean, people will think of him as a Jet also, because if he wins 2 Super Bowls with us.
We have one we're dealing with right now. Revis won a ring with the Patriots, and there are Jets fans that disown him for that.
Yeah.
So, but he never won one with us, so I get it. But, Deion was spread out so many teams between Atlanta to San Francisco to Dallas. He was on Washington. He was on Baltimore. I forget if I'm missing anyone else. Chat, fill it in for me. But he never had that 18 years in one place, 50,000 passing yards, 4 MVPs, a Super Bowl MVP. He's going in as a Packer. Let's not try to think. Yes, regardless if he wins or not, when he goes in the Hall of Fame, he's going to mention the Jets and his time here and the opportunity he gave him and the faith they had in him. But I hope we have that problem. I hope that discussion comes through. Go ahead. I see you waiting.
No. You see him? Okay.
Yeah. I saw him waiting, so I figured go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce somebody. This is a friend of Italy Jets, and that is saying something, because you've got to have a lot of patience and a lot of tolerance to have to chase around and follow this hyperactive, crazy guy running around saying, "Hey, stop!" But this guy does it anyway. He doesn't care. The guy's videotaping them on the train. He's videotaping them everywhere. And he's sitting there in the background. And all he wants to do is sleep on the train because he's traveling from God knows where to get to the stadium. But when he's on air, this man talks. And he's a Jet fan. And he's our guest tonight. He is the partner. He's from everything New York Jets. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the greatest, most tolerant, patient YouTube content provider in the world! Liam!
Wow. Thank you for that introduction. Yes, it is. I am a very patient man, but we love our Italian friend. That's why we're here. We love the Italian friend. I don't speak all this, but whatever he does. But what's going on, guys? Thank you guys for having me on the show. I promise I won't be doing this all night, but if that's what you guys like, it's a big homage to Italy Jet, my good friend. So a friend of Italy Jet is a friend of mine.
I'm trying to imagine sometimes what goes on in the background with you and him when he's not in front of the camera.
Dude, we talk.
Just yelling at you, telling you how big we're gonna be. So big, I'm gonna be all over the place. You're gonna see, we're gonna be all over. We're gonna rule the world, buddy.
Yeah, he does do a lot of that. But it's funny because when the Jets are playing poorly, which we won't be seeing this year, but when they did, I have called like Joe Flacco an a-hole multiple times, and then he's always texting me, "Hey, dude, like you need to calm it down." And like these Italians, they get pretty rowdy. So I'm like, the Italian guys tell me to calm it down. I'm like, I must have to calm it down. So yeah, he does. We balance each other out. He keeps me in check because I do get kind of hot at times, and then every now and then I'm like, dude, what are you doing? So it's a two-way street, but wouldn't want it any other way, man.
That's what makes me and Jeremy a good tandem as well. Like sometimes I get a little too wound up, and he's like, "Hey, reel it in, dumbass, you big goon." And then other times he gets out of control, and I say things to him I can't say on air. We only say privately.
Right. Yeah, that's what me and him are too, man.
How you been, man? I haven't been on with you since you guys had me on last winter.
Yeah, we got to get both of you guys on. It's been crazy, man. It's just I have a crazy work schedule, and Italy's doing his thing. He's with me on Monday nights now. Wednesday he just kind of branches off, and like he has a lot going on in his life too. But
I'm convinced the two of you have put toilets where your desks are because you two are never up from there. You two constantly have content coming out. You constantly are doing shows. Good for you guys, man. You guys are grinding really hard. I'm proud of you. Good luck to you guys.
Thank you, man. Yeah, Depends are an awesome thing, must say.
Oh, no need to tell. Jeremy knows. He's old enough.
Let me tell you something about Liam, okay? He has a certain set of skills.
Yes. Yes, I do.
He will find you. And
where are you from, Liam? I don't think I ever found out. Where are you from?
I'm on Long Island.
Okay.
So Suffolk County, born and raised as a Jets fan, really had no choice, just especially being here in New York. But
where in Long Island?
I'm in Sayville.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
it's the pass by Sayville on the way to Stony Brook.
Oh yeah. There you go.
I used to drive.
Are you guys on Long Island too?
No, I went to. He's in New Jersey, the loser.
Okay.
And I'm and I went to Stony Brook. I grew up in Brooklyn and went to Stony Brook. Yeah.
Nice. That's cool.
All right. Here's the part where him giving me controls is awesome because every time he insults me, I'm just going to do this from now on.
So,
oh my
God.
You think we didn't like each other. If you watch this, you would think we didn't like each other, but we fight like brothers.
Yeah, but there's probably nobody else you'd rather do it with, though.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what she said.
I had to jug up. Good job. I love that I've trained you. If I miss it, you're on it now.
So Liam, talk about the Aaron Rodgers deal, man. How do you feel about it?
What world are we living in? Imagine this just a couple of years ago, where Aaron Rodgers leaves the historic, well-run organization, the Green Bay Packers, to take $35 million less to come to the New York Jets. What world are we living in? Like, somebody pinch me. It cannot be real. Just think, guys. 2020, 2-14 with Adam Gase. And the New York Jets did everything that they could to tell us that he was the right guy. After getting blown out week 1, Christopher Johnson comes out and says, no, you guys got it all wrong. This is our guy. And then they can him later at the end of the season because everybody knew that he should have been gone a long time. And then we bring in Robert Saleh. He has all of his, 60% and all these cheesy cliches that he has. But you know what? Joe Douglas is building. And we finally got something special. And we knew that we were just a quarterback away. And Woody Johnson comes back from the UK, and he has been a different person since doing so. And I know why. I don't know if he recently had a birthday or maybe it was Christmas. Somebody got Woody Johnson a hearing aid. And he plugged it in. And said, oh, this is what you guys have been asking for? That logo right behind Nick. That's what you guys wanted? Not this stupid-looking coffee bean thing that's behind me? You guys wanted the old school? Okay, we could do that. I'm going to be making money hand over fist anyway. You want Aaron Rodgers? Maybe you guys want Derek Carr? We're going to swing because Aaron Rodgers is the more known guy. He's the proven commodity, the veteran, top 10 of all time. Let's bring him in. So that's how I'm feeling about all this.
I love it. We don't get political. But sorry, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I'm saying it's like what he said was the same.
Oh, okay.
What I was
All right.
saying-
I didn't know if that was at me. I'm like, I'm
No,
sorry.
no. That's just me saying.
All
That's
right, now
just me saying that it can't
is
be.
this our first on-air fight?
No, I'm saying that's me saying it can't be said better than that. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like the guy's taking a $35 million pay cut to play for the Jets. What freaking century are we in?
Yeah. And we're a football show. We don't discuss politics, but our former president electing Woody Johnson as the UK ambassador is the greatest thing that may have ever happened to the New York Jets. Right?
Yeah.
It's when we got Joe Douglas. It's when Woody was hands off. Woody, we all know, loved doing the big splash free agent moves. Let's get the name. Let's try to sell tickets with a name. But you don't win with the name. You win with the core. You win with the structure. You win with the stability. You win with the youth developing into stars. Then you bring in the right veterans. The Johnsons have evolved as owners, and I've been very defensive of them. I've defended them on Twitter, on Facebook, in person, at games, in lines for the bathroom. I've said, you can't knock the Johnsons for not trying to win, because from 2010 to 2019, they wrote checks $975 million for free agents, second only to Daniel Snyder and Washington. They tried. They just had the wrong football people telling them where to write those checks and who to write those checks for. Now, fast forward. Adam Gase, who you mentioned. Horrible coach. Over his head as an NFL head coach, over his head in this market, over a table doing lines, because we all saw his face at the freaking press conference. We have to praise him for one thing and one thing only. He pounded the table and went hell-bent to the ownership about hiring Joe Douglas from his time working with him in Chicago. Yep. We owe that thank you to Adam Gase, because you were horrible as a coach. You were horrible at developing players. You had no rhyme or reason with who you wanted drafted or how you were going to use them. But you got us Joe Douglas. So indirectly to Adam Gase, thank you. Because that was the most important block in our upcoming success, was getting Joe Douglas. Joe Douglas still gets credit for the team that Philly has. Granted, Howie's done a very good job since and has brought in some nice pieces. But the core of that team was really built for that first Super Bowl. Everyone gives credit to Joe Douglas for that. They say Joe Douglas was the architect of that team. So all of our success that's upcoming has to start at that point.
Yeah.
Then Joe
I think we owe. Yeah, I agree 100%. I think we owe Adam Gase a thank you, a kick in the nuts, but I do think that we do owe him a big thank you for that. You're right.
It's a stiff pat in the back as you're walking out the door at a holiday when you overstayed your welcome, but
yeah,
it's still all right. Thanks for coming.
Thanks. Yeah.
Look, it's like when your best friend takes you out. He gets you. He helps get you laid, but then you go to jail and you get arrested, and you kick him out of your life because you kind of destroyed your life. But you do it with kind of a handshake because you're remembering the sex that he helped you hook you up. You know what I'm trying to say. But Cougar Lake Jets fan says, he asks as if it's true that Green Bay has a $40 million dead cap hit for trading Rodgers, and the answer is yes. They do. For this year, they take a $40 million cap hit. A lot of people thought they might wait until after June 1st to make the trade so they could spread that out over 4 years. But Green Bay, and I agree with this, it's a rebuilding year, first year with Jordan Love. Green Bay wanted to and elected to, and then wanted to trade Rodgers before that deadline because they want to absorb the hit in 1 year and then be free to move forward in the future. So they are right now, they do have $40 million in dead cap, which just means next year in the offseason, Green Bay is going to have an opportunity to add on some pieces.
Yeah. Go ahead, Liam.
Here's the thing. The Green Bay Packers have been spoiled for probably almost 30 years with Brett Favre, with Aaron Rodgers. So there's no doubt that Jordan Love needs to produce. Like, do I think it's going to be year one? You might see some flashes. We've seen flashes. But I mean, they did it the most convenient way that they could, because this year is they're gonna. I have a feeling that they might be like the Jets, not with Aaron Rodgers, but in a sense that they're going to be just looking towards the future, looking to develop, and then hopefully make it once again a marketable place for free agents to want to come and play. But that is 100% up to Jordan Love. So I think, yeah, you want to get that money out of the way as soon as possible and just move on, and hopefully, well, they're hopeful that maybe the next 18 to 20 years Jordan Love could be the guy there too.
Yeah, that's what they're hoping.
I've never had a bad word to say about the Green Bay Packers fan base until this offseason and Twitter.
Right.
And I said it earlier. I'll say it again. The anger, the angst, the hatred that they have towards us because Rodgers decided to come here and leave them gives me goosebumps and gets me excited because they know he could still play. They know he can still play. If you're Jets fans aren't angry that Detroit got Denzel Mims. You know why? He didn't do anything here. You only get mad and attack people about losing a player when you know that player can still help you win, which he can. And I think you're going to see, like you just mentioned, 5-12, 4-13. I think you're going to see a team that he made them so much better than they were with his ability to play the quarterback position. The time of possession, the clock management late in the game. You know, how many times you see him make a big throw? I mean, we remember the Cowboy playoff game where he hits the tight end Rodgers tiptoeing on the sideline when everyone thought the game was out of hand, and they reviewed it for 4 minutes. And then it was the fun when they kicked the field goal. I had Packers -2.5 as the sixth leg of a parlay that weekend, and it was a $100 bet to win $2,400, and I hit all of them.
Nice.
So yeah, I always remember that play for more than just a great play. It put money into Atlantic City because we were down at a winery about 20 minutes outside of there, and we went that night, and I lost a ton. But anyway, you don't get upset when you lose a player who could still play.
Right.
And that's what this comes down to. And the hatred and the attacking us, it's because we took their wife.
Right.
Their wife said, I don't want to be with you anymore. I want that guy instead. And he decided to come to us. So that gives me that little oomph, that shoulders back, head up. That gives me that swagger that, like, you don't cry, right? Look at the Patriots fans. They went and attacked the Buccaneers fans because they knew Brady could still play the position. And you saw what he did. Colts fans were heartbroken when Peyton went to Denver because they knew he could still play.
It's funny. I'm sorry. I didn't want to cut you off there.
Go.
I was saying it's funny. It's almost like when you break up with kind of the ugly girl in middle school, and then in high school she gets hot, and you're like, damn, had I just hung on to her for a little bit longer. And it's funny because Aaron Rodgers has not been as advertised at all. What happened to the cranky old man that doesn't talk to the young kids and he doesn't show up to OTAs? What happened to that guy? And then it's funny because the narrative, if Aaron Rodgers had not left the Green Bay Packers, he's pissed off, he's angry because he had a down year only because of his broken thumb. But now, he's on the Jets and he's washed, he's broken down, he's not the same player, he's on the decline. The Jets got him a couple years. It's funny that whenever it's the New York Jets, no matter what, the New York Jets, like I said on the last show I was on, they can cure cancer, but it wasn't fast enough. So why are we, instead of nationally praising the New York Jets for oh my God, they're finally a competent organization? No, they still got it wrong. They should have gotten Derek Carr. They should have gotten Jimmy Garoppolo, this guy, that guy, whatever. Point being, it's the New York Jets. No matter what, in the national media's eyes, it's never going to be good enough. So Aaron Rodgers is pissed off. He did play with a broken thumb last year. Other than that, I still think he has a lot of potential to be MVP. I think that's the Aaron Rodgers that we're getting, and he's happy. He's rejuvenated. He said it himself. Coming to work is fun again. He looks forward to waking up and coming to one Jets drive every day, working with guys like Garrett Wilson and talking a sauce saying, this is what I would do because this is easy for me, or this play is hard for me. Do this instead. He's enjoying this.
I'll
The
tell you
Green
what's
Bay Packers did it to themselves, man.
I'll tell you what's interesting. Is the reality is that Aaron Rodgers can come in here. I'm not saying what's going to happen. I'm saying he could come in here. And if he played exactly how he played last year on our team, that's already such a tremendous jump from what we had last year. Even the Aaron Rodgers of last year with our defense, and if Hall is up to full speed by midseason, we're incredibly dangerous and we're a contender. But if Aaron Rodgers is, let's say, an average of his last 3 years, so last year, but average with the other 2 years, then I would say we're top 3 in odds to win the Super Bowl. If Aaron Rodgers is the 2021 Aaron Rodgers, we're winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's what I
agree.
Ooh, that sounds great.
You give me goosebumps, man.
Yeah, I gotta chill. Bro.
Yeah.
It's like somebody just like tickle right down my spine. I'm
I
like,
mean, if
ooh.
he's coming in, he's going to throw 38 to 40 touchdowns with 4 to 5 interceptions and 4,300, 4,400 yards. It's over, guys. With our defense, give me a break.
Yeah.
We're going to win
And
14 games.
Well, we might keep our number 1 pick because we will be up so much. He might not have to play in the second half. He might not ever play 65% of the snaps. We might
be
our
great.
leagues are we'll be up 28-0 at halftime every week, and like, all right, Zach, go out there, buddy. Both of you make the Pro Bowl.
And honestly, that's best case scenario. I saw Boy Green today actually tweeted out a video that Aaron Rodgers is actually working with Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson was in drills today, and he walks right over to Aaron Rodgers, and you could see Aaron Rodgers physically talking to him. He's like has like some football motions that he's showing him, and then Zach's going and doing it, and he's looking a lot better. His footwork already looks night and day. Rich Zamini, who is so hard on these Jets players and just like really critiques everybody, has said that Zach Wilson in training camp so far has already looked. Every day he's putting like highlight reel film out there, and he's looked like a different person. So that's definitely exciting. We've never questioned Zach's arm strength. It's up here. If he could figure out how to read defenses, if he could get rid of the yips that he gets, then we might actually have something in Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zach's 2 biggest problems are top and bottom. It's head and feet.
Yes.
Right? If you're not, and that was exactly what the clip was. It was Rodgers showing him how to get it, dip to do the play action, and then posturing yourself to be in a position to look the linebacker off, turn, and hit the crossing route, which Zach did. And he hit him perfectly right in the face mask in stride. Not something we've seen Zach do a lot. Granted, it's just a passing drill, no line, no pass rush. But if Zach's mechanics are good, I think Zach will be a good cornerback in the league. And the days of Mark Sanchez, who is quickly becoming one of my favorite analysts. Like I enjoy when he does a game on Fox. And now that there's no AFC, CBS, NFC, Fox, you guys know that, right? The guys in the chat, you don't know. There's no more. It used to be for years. AFC versus AFC is CBS. NFC versus NFC is Fox. If it's AFC versus NFC, whoever the away team is, that conference got the channel. It's no more like that. I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know if they're drafting the games, but all games are going to be mixed. So the Jets are not going to be 13 games on CBS anymore. So there's a chance we get more Mark Sanchez. There's a chance that we get the top team on Fox, which coincidentally would be Brady, right? How great would it be watching Brady having to talk great about the Jets after all these freaking years? But when excuse me, one of the things Mark Sanchez said is, you look at the year before me with Matt Ryan and Joe Flacco, and all of a sudden it was these guys got to start every year. When you're a first-round quarterback, now you have to start automatically. And he goes, before that, it wasn't like that. You know, it was rare. It was Peyton Manning. Eli Manning even started out behind Kurt Warner. Phillip Rivers started behind Drew Brees, right? Like, there was an evolution to these guys. Big Ben wasn't – Tommy Maddox was the starter from XFL and got hurt like the first game, and he came in. Chad Pennington.
Who? Rodgers and Favre.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, the Matt Ryan and Joe Flacco class, they came in, they won, and all of a sudden the league said, we draft you in first round. You're starting. He's like, you're ruining more guys than you're making, because not everybody comes in like Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert. Yeah. Some guys need to sit and learn. And if Zach Wilson cannot pick up what needs to be done as a quarterback, as a leader, as a man, and as a professional with Rodgers there, he can't.
I think sitting definitely helps.
He's getting every opportunity. Like, this is the perfect timing for us as Jet fans, because if he doesn't learn from this, if he gets an opportunity, he's not ready, if he can't play, we have our answer. If you can't succeed on this team right now with Aaron Rodgers as a mentor, you're done. Maybe he'll get it in 4 or 5 years. I mean, things could change, but that's too late for us. I'm not mad about the Geno Smith thing. Were we really going to suffer through all those years when he wasn't good? I mean, he was on the Giants. He got a chance to play. He wasn't good. I mean, because he's going to pop up now 10 years later. I mean, give me a break. Who cares? It is what it is.
My favorite Geno Smith stat.
Yeah.
He's the quarterback that ended the Eli Manning start streak. It's like one of the craziest questions that you'll ask in a bar, in a bowling alley, in a shopping mall, in a parking lot of a football game. Hey, who's the quarterback that ended Eli Manning's start streak with the Giants? And Jets fans will proudly say, that was our guy, Geno Smith. We drafted him. We knew he was good back then. We knew about Geno. Go ahead,
anyway,
Joe.
Lion of the cherubim, I think you'd say it. We wish Jordan Love nothing but bad, I think. I don't think any of us have any problem with Jordan Love. Best of luck to him. But the Green Bay Packer fans that do think, oh, he's going to be great, and you think you're going to go from Favre to Rodgers and anoint Love that he's going to be at that level. Any fan that says that, you're out of your mind. I'm not saying that it's impossible, that it can't happen. What I'm saying is you can't rely on that to happen. I mean, it's a miracle, man. You guys got 30 years of Hall of Fame quarterback football, and that's a beautiful thing, and I'm envious as hell about it. And if you get that from Jordan Love, if he was to become one at their level, that would be the most amazing thing to ever happen in the NFL, because then you get 40-plus years of that, but you can't count on that. I mean, he might be good, but you can't count on or ever think and automatically think a guy is going to be freaking Aaron Rodgers. I mean, that's not fair to him. It's not fair to Jordan Love to even put that expectation on him. Be happy if he's just a good quarterback, because most teams in this league have trouble finding a good quarterback. So to say
their time to suffer.
Yeah.
Raise your hand if that's you, boys.
Right. And if he's good, right. And if he's a good quarterback, that's amazing that you went from 2 Hall of Famers and then you were able to find yet another good quarterback that's going to have a good career. But you can't put that expectation on him that he's going to be a freaking Hall of Famer. I mean, that's just because that's, for most organizations, a once-in-a-generation type of thing.
Yeah. You're absolutely right about that. But that is like best case scenario. But so Aaron Rodgers reworked his contract today, so he's here for at least 2 years. What does that mean for Zach Wilson? Because there's no way in hell that he could pick up his 50-year option.
I know.
Do we just draft somebody? What are you guys thinking?
Sorry, I do that now every time I see Dom pop up.
Dom C, great guy, very knowledgeable fan too. Love Dom C.
Yeah.
But so, do we draft somebody else, or do you think that we're just kind of roll with these veterans for the next couple of years, even after he's gone? What are you guys thinking?
It's going to be really hard unless there's an injury to Aaron Rodgers.
Oh!
No. Knock on wood. Where Zach Wilson gets a good sample size and we see, oh my God, he's really good. We have to sign him as a backup, and keep him somehow. But Aaron Rodgers, one thing in his career is he's available. He plays. He plays in the major majority, knock on wood, of the games he plays in.
Yeah.
And you're right, Liam. If he doesn't play, if we barely see Zach in a real game over the next 2 years, how are we going to keep him? He's going to be a free agent. He's going to want an opportunity to go play. And someone might pay him. And we're not going to match it.
Let's add to your scenario, right? Say, God forbid, knock on wood, all that, the catastrophe happens. What if Zach Wilson turns into our Jeff Hostetler? What if he turns into our Nick Foles? What if what if, like, all of a sudden, I sat for 12 games? Boom! I go undefeated the rest of the season, Super Bowl MVP, and then out of the league in 4 years like Nick Foles. Like what the hell?
Could be.
I don't
Our
care
luck, that
how we
wouldn't
win
be the craziest thing.
I don't care how we win it, Liam. I don't care what it takes.
Just win it.
Win it.
Oh, I agree. Zach
I
Wilson
don't care
would
what
be a
the what
legend
if
in our
is.
mind.
As long as the what if is what if the Jets win the Super Bowl, sign me up. I'd chop off a toe to win the Super Bowl. I already did my part.
Yeah.
I'd lose a big toe to have a Super Bowl championship team.
Send it to One Jets Drive, so they know that you're serious.
I asked if I could have it. They said
yeah. Now it's perfect. Now you could send it out.
I'll send you some pictures, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
Lion, I'm not saying that the odds of him being a great quarterback is any steeper because the two in front of him were good. What I'm saying is, as a Packer fan, you might not have the understanding, because it's been so long, of what it takes and how hard it is, or lucky you have to be for any quarterback to be great for your organization. And you have a very small sample size. Now, don't get me wrong. I have nothing against Green Bay. They're in the other conference. If Jordan Love becomes a great quarterback, best in the NFC, all the power to him. I couldn't care less. I'm not against it. I don't care. There's nothing about the kid I don't like at all. I'm just saying, forget about Gamber's fallacy. Forget about the guys that played before him. You've seen him play how many games, how many snaps? That's not enough to make a determination. I'm saying the odds of any quarterback that they turn out to be a great quarterback in this league is very slim. And I know after 30 years, if I was a Green Bay Packer fan and most of my life I had Aaron Rodgers, I might not realize that, how hard it is to find. And maybe you're not realizing it. I'm not saying he's not going to be good. I'm not saying he hasn't played well. I'm saying he doesn't have the sample size to have proved it yet. We still don't know about Jordan Love. Nobody can argue that. He hasn't played enough for us to know. And I'm saying it's a very slim chance that he's going to be great. I'm not saying he's not going to be a good quarterback. He's off to an encouraging start. The opportunities he had, he's played well. That's great. But if you're expecting him to be a great quarterback, like a franchise quarterback, top 10 NFL quarterback, understands that that's rare. And there's a long way to go and a lot for him to prove in order for that to be the reality. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and I got you, man. I didn't mean to sound hostile. Oh, we got you, Lion. We got you. It's all to be determined, right?
No, I don't think you sound hostile. We're having a conversation, man. Just when we're talking, you think we're fighting. What is that from?
You, every goddamn show you've ever been on.
No. What movie is that from? We finally talking, and you think we're fighting. That's from Jerry Maguire.
It's me.
Jerry Maguire.
I just saw that in the hospital too.
When you were getting rid of the toe?
Huh?
When I was in the nursing home after.
Getting rid of
44 years old in a nursing home.
Nice.
Nikki Nine Toes, ladies and gentlemen.
Did you see Joe Flacco in there?
I don't know. No one else could leave their freaking rooms. I was the only one. I got up and out on the crutches. They're like, Mr. Shine, what are you doing? I'm like, I can't sit in a goddamn room anymore. The guy next to me is like dying.
That's crazy. but yeah, like you said though, like the odds of Jordan Love becoming this big franchise quarterback, very slim. Like you said, like
any quarterback, any team.
Right.
Right.
That's what Zach Wilson's headband used to say. Any team, anytime, any place. Odds are it's not going to work out that way. And like you said, I have nothing against him either. And who better to sit behind there than Aaron Rodgers? Because historically proven, like you said, I think quarterbacks who do sit are actually better. I mean, Patrick Mahomes sat behind Alex Smith.
Yeah.
So
that's the one thing Love has that increases his chances of success is that he wasn't rushed to play.
Right. And the New York Jets absolutely did destroy Zach Wilson. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, Greg Knapp's passing, God rest his soul, he was going to be that adult in the room, but there was just too much newness at once. First-time head coach, first-time offensive coordinator, rookie quarterback. You can't do that. You have to have that experienced veteran guy in the room, which they just didn't do. So finally, like, we're getting a good mix, and this reminds me almost of the 2010 team where you have the mixture of veterans and young guys, which to me that's when you really skyrocket, because that's how the culture is built. You bring in these guys who say, hey, listen, this is, CJ Mosley, he's out there showing Quincy Williams and Sherwood, Aaron Rodgers showing Zach Wilson. You have all these. Randall Cobb is probably even showing Garrett Wilson a little bit. He's been around. That's how you keep this culture going. Sitting is not a bad thing. So, more power to Jordan Love. But, we have number 2 to worry about.
I wish him luck, because I got to tell you, NFC, man, let the new young generation of quarterbacks, if they're going to be good quarterbacks in the NFL, let it be in the NFC. We have enough to deal with in the AFC. We don't need any more young quarterbacks in the AFC. If Jordan Love's going to be the man, I'm just glad he's in Green Bay. We'd only have to play him once every few years, 4 years. Fine with me. Fine with me. We just can't afford to have any more in our conference because it feels like the AFC right now is just stacked with quarterbacks, and it makes every team dangerous.
Yeah. Once Brady left New England, I'm like, all right, like, this could really be our chance. And then all of a sudden Buffalo emerges out of nowhere. And I'm like, damn it. Like, when is it going to be our chance? Now it's our chance.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, it's true. I mean, you got Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, obviously what's his face in Cincinnati, Burrow. You got the kid for the Chargers in LA, Herbert. I mean, it's just, and then there's some. I'm interested to see what's going to happen in Denver with Sean Payton there.
That's interesting.
Right, like there's going to be some. It's going to be interesting there, and then you got to worry about. Don't sleep on the Steelers. I mean, I don't say this year, but in 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 24, 25, 26, I guarantee you the Steelers are going to be one in the top 5 in the conference again.
Look at what you have TJ Watt lining up. You have a chance in every game. He is as good of a game wrecker as there is. They missed him for a bunch of games last year, and they weren't the same. And then when he came back, all of a sudden, those wins started coming on at the end of the season because he just makes everyone around him better. He's an amazing football player, and it's crazy to think that he went near the end of round 1, which ticks me off.
It's crazy.
Well, Jaguars too. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, they made it into the playoffs last year.
I'm telling you, the AFC is stacked. There's so many teams with potential. There's so many teams that could step up and do well. We didn't even name the Miami Dolphins. And, I know that their issue is that can Tua stay healthy. And I know there are people who don't like Tua, but the reality is I don't care what people say. When Tua starts for the Miami Dolphins, they're not an easy team to beat. They win a lot of games. I don't care. I mean, maybe it's the coach. You could say whatever you want. The point is they win. When Tua plays, they win. So we can't sit there and just ignore that. So there's a lot of teams in this conference. It's not easy. We're going to have to be spectacular if we want to win. We're going to have to be spectacular. AROD's going to have to be the guy, and our defense is going to have to escalate even more and be top 2 in the league. I mean, this is what it's going to take in the AFC.
Yeah, agreed, 100%. I just wanted to chime in with the Packer comments. Listen, I'm a Jet fan. Our team plays in the AFC. To Lion, the Packer fan. I hope you guys go 4-0 every time you play the AFC. I hope the only time you lose in the AFC is when you play us. Other than that, whenever you play the AFC, I am fully behind you. I hope you run the table because it can only help us when you defeat the AFC team. So there's no hate. The Packers with Favre and Rodgers have been like that second team that like I've rooted for. Once the Jets are out, which a lot of times has been before Halloween, I've like said, all right, let me see what the Packers can do. And I've always considered Aaron Rodgers must-see TV playing the quarterback position. So I've always sat down to watch Aaron Rodgers play. Like I've been made fun of it for my man crush of him. So it's, there's no hate for the Packers. I'm just very surprised with how their fans and some of their writers have been behaving on Twitter. They're so used to having nice things. They're not used to losing nice things. And 2 off seasons in a row, they've lost probably their best 2 players.
Yeah.
So
don't worry. Jordan Love will be the Jets quarterback in 18 years from now. So we have that to look for.
In 2038 or some crap, right?
Yeah.
I won't be here for it. I won't be here for it. I'm good.
Jordan Love is destined to be the Jets quarterback someday. It's true.
Well, the same thing that Lion said, or someone said before. I think it was Lion. I'm not sure. You can't predict the future off of the past. It's a fallacy. So I won't be here. Jeremy, stop by in the cemetery and let me know what happened. All right.
Oh, shut up! You'll be here. You know
Yeah,
me.
You're not going anywhere.
Jeremy, bury me in the backyard so we can hang out every day.
We'll put you under the tree at One Jets Drive.
We'll
You can
start
be
right
right
out.
next to the football.
Put me with the 45-3 Patriot ball. What the hell did I do to you, Liam? I thought we were friends. What the hell is that? I honestly, I had when I went in for the toe thing, one of my friends stopped by to see me, and she was like, "What the hell are we gonna do with you?" And I got like real serious and like I grabbed her hand as I'm sitting there talking to her. I go, "Just promise me, when I die, you take my ashes and you sprinkle them at K5 in the parking lot where I tailgate." She goes, "What? That's where you would want to go?"
I told my wife, swear to God, I said, cremate me, take my ashes, and you could literally, like, there's a few places she could throw or put them, but I know what's coming if I say that. But no, seriously, get on the Staten Island ferry and just dump them off right on the ferry. Just right there, right with Brooklyn right there and Manhattan right there. Right now, that's the heart of my life. That's where I grew up. I'd be perfectly okay with that.
You're like a foodie though. I would have figured you would have said something like wild and outrageous, like, "Okay, take my ashes, mix it with garlic powder, put it together, make a big sandwich, and don't tell any of my friends, and have everybody over for a huge meal."
I'm really good this time.
And then you put this VHS tape in and hit play, and I'll tell them.
It's almost like due date when they're drinking the father's ashes out of the coffee cup.
I'm gonna earn the nickname Snacks. I'm gonna be you, Snack.
Oh, that's good. That'd be horrible, but it's funny.
I work in construction actually, and a couple years ago we were doing this guy's house, and they're like doing like something to the wall. I'm not even exactly sure what they were doing, and on the other side of the wall was the grandfather's ashes, and then all you hear is, "Oh God, Grandpa fell," and it was just ashes all over the floor, urn broken, everything. Yeah, it was bad.
Oh man,
Grandpa fell.
Wow.
An ice cube came out of the water jug, and I almost spit the ice cube out.
Oh my God! You see,
that's the first thing that comes to my mind when we think of ashes. I think, "Oh my God, Grandpa fell," and I'm thinking like the grandfather's in the house, and I look in and there's ashes. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I guess he did."
You got to stop doing it in an urn like that and do it the way they do with pets. I mean, my dog his ashes are in a wooden box. It's nailed shut. It's a beautiful piece with a plaque with his name on it, and it sits on like one of the shelves in our house. And it's like, I mean, that's how I'd want to be. I don't want to be on no delicate urn that might fall and break and scatter everywhere. It's like, put it in the beautiful wooden box.
Yeah.
What's
As
wrong
you
with
can tell with my life, clumsiness runs in the bloodline, so I don't want to where anybody could fall at any time. But this is a great part of the Pride and Chaos show. You never know what we're going to get into. You never know what topic is going to come up.
Yeah, I didn't prepare for this one.
You never know. You never prepare for the show. It just happens, bro. It's like life.
Yeah, I've seen it. That's what I like about it.
David Gerard, this got so morbid. David Gerard, I haven't seen your name in a while, man. I hope you're doing all right. Good to see you back.
John Silver, I'm going to give you two places right now. But they're a little outside of Raleigh because I'm more of an expert of the Apex Carry area. You want to go, there's two locations of Mamma Mia. That's in Apex and Holly Springs. And then there's a place called Mezzaluna. They're from the Bronx. They were Mezzaluna was a restaurant in the Bronx for 20 years. They opened up a place. They retired, but then decided to open up a place in Apex. So either Apex got Mamma Mia and Mezzaluna. You got Holly Springs Mezzaluna, and you got what else did I say? Anyway, that's it. That's the deal. You got Mezzaluna or Mamma Mia.
That's
so
it.
You see, people can ask me about food anywhere, and I'll tell them where to go. So those are the places you want to go. Nice. And you can get chicken cutlet parm, the whole thing. Mamma Mia. That's right. Mamma Mia. Mezzaluna. There you go.
I know we're going to wrap it up soon. I just wanted to plug the afternoon show one more time since we got some new faces in here. Tomorrow, we're on. Jeremy and I are doing a Jets training camp and press conference wrap up. As soon as Coach Salah's press conference ends, we go live. We do a wrap up. We talk about all the tweets that were sent out, the stories, everything that the coach talks about in the press conference. You know how it is. We all want our content. We figure that right when the press conference ends, it's a great time to hop on. No one's really doing that show right now. If they do, they're stealing it from us, and you heard it from me. I'll tell it to them. I'll say it to their face. You stole my idea.
Everything NYJ afternoon wrap-up show. Coming tomorrow.
Love it. Love it.
So follow.
I'll be at work.
Jeremy, we're on your channel tomorrow. And then for those of you in the chat, my channel, I'm going to throw it in the comments here before we get off. That's what she said. Proud New York Jets fans, hop over if you haven't already. We had a good group. We had Buffalo Jet fan on with us today. And
guys,
if it's a weekend and you're available, let us know.
Guys, you gotta subscribe. Obviously, the Proud New York Jets fan, so you can see us. Tomorrow's the last time we're going to do it on my channel. After that, all the press conference shows are going to be on Proud New York Jets fans. So if you don't want to miss them, make sure you're sub. Now, everything NYJ, you have to sub to that channel because Liam, you see, he's a great guy. We love him here. We love his partner, Gino. Gino is Italy Jet. He's the greatest guy. These are the greatest guys. Great Jet fans, great people. Make sure you sub up to their channel. Give them tons of love, tons of support because they're awesome. They're fantastic. They're part of the Jets family. We got to make them successful, and we all do this in honor of Gino. You know, we got
just hold. You gotta just keep doing it.
Liam, thanks for coming on. Everybody in the chat, thanks for being here.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate all the support from everybody. And we will be back here on this channel again tomorrow morning after the Salah presser. And if you want to see us in the evening on this channel, we'll be back in the Jets Lounge. Me and you met him before, Vinny. We're going to be on Sunday night at 9 p.m. And, of course, we'll be back here next week, same time, 8 o'clock on next Wednesday.
Can I add one last thing? Something just popped up for the first time. I'm seeing this. Jordan Love says the night before Packers training camp started, Aaron reached out to me last night, and that's exactly what he said. He said, just be yourself, have fun, enjoy it. It's obviously my time now. And he just said, be yourself. I mean, that's all you can do. That's kind of been the message from everybody is be yourself. Don't try to be anybody else. Don't try to be Aaron, things like that. Just be yourself, and that's what I'm trying to do. So pretty cool of Aaron Rodgers to reach out to a former teammate and kind of mentor him even though he's not there anymore. So I don't know why everyone's telling us this guy sucks. I would get down on a knee in front of him right now if he was here. I love Aaron Rodgers.
He's a freaking class act, just like JG, who gave us this draft. Don't not be Thibodeau. And here it comes. It's about to come in. Oh, my God. They didn't. They took Sauce Gardner. Oh, my God. They don't want an edge. Maybe he likes Jermaine Johnson at 10. Then we're not going to get a wide receiver?
Garrett Wilson, wide receiver.
Oh, my God. No edge.
Was sitting there.
The Jets traded up. Are we taking JJ? Are we taking JJ? Because I know Braden is in New Zealand saying, we should get Lily, Mike. He's definitely saying that. JJ! We got Johnson! We got Johnson at 26! This is great! Yes! They took Roger McCreary. They didn't take Dean. We traded up. We can get the Kobe Dean. It really is. They took Breece Hall. Wow. I mean, look, I love Breece Hall. But there's also Jeremy Ruckert, who I think is the best tight end in the class personally. They took Jeremy Ruckert. Yes! We got a Jeremy. Oh, and the Jets pick, and it's Max Mitchell, offensive tackle. We needed that. Wow. We took Michael Clemens. I never heard of him. A defensive edge.
We are live.